In my last video, I shared with you guys the search for the London store to celebrate the Gymshark birthday. Now, we're sat in the London pop-up store 24 hours before we open to the public, and I'm about to talk you guys through the plans for the future of Gymshark events. In May, after Body Power, we made the announcement that we're not going to be doing Expos anymore. And a lot of you guys that have been following Gymshark for a long time will know that Expos have been a massive, massive part of the Gymshark brand, business and community ever since we started 5 years ago. Expos were incredible for Gymshark, and some of the best memories I've got of the Gymshark brand since starting it as a teenager have been at Expos, have been with people that we met at Expos, and ultimately the Expos was the main opportunity for us as the staff or the athletes or the people that work in the Gymshark company to meet the wider Gymshark family. And I remember our first ever Expo was an Expo called Body Power in Birmingham in my hometown. I loved this Expo so much. I went as a consumer before Gymshark came around. I remember walking around with all my friends. At this point Gymshark was just a couple of months old. I remember walking around and thinking we had to be here, that there was something huge missing from this Expo. I remember when I went up to the booth where you essentially book the stand for the next year. And I went to Ollie and Steve, who are two guys that run Body Power, and I said, we need to be here next year, how much does it cost? And it was a lot of money at the time. I remember thinking this is pretty much everything that we had, but regardless, we booked the space anyway, and we took that massive leap of faith. And it was 1 year after that, at the Expo that we did, that we launched the Luxe tracksuit, which during the early stages of Gymshark was one of the most defining products. There was the original squad. There was Jeff Side, Chris Lovato, Matt August, Lex Griffin, and Alan Gabai. And the day before that Body Power, I left my job at Pizza Hut to pursue Gymshark full time, and just before that I'd left university. Again, some of my best memories in this brand are centered around the Gymshark Expos and events. Shortly after this, we did a massive World Expo tour. We went to Melbourne, we went to Ohio, we went to LA, Body Power in Birmingham again, we did FIBO in Cologne, and that was I think Gymshark was just over 2 years old at that point, and that was such a huge leap, but that was a fundamental part of Gymshark history because, again, it was an opportunity to meet the wider Gymshark family. At its core, this brand is all about creating the products that we love, creating the events that we want to go to, and that was where that really started, was during that Expo World Tour. So with Expos being such a fundamental part of the Gymshark history and brand, I guess the question is, so why are you stopping doing Expos? The issue is, with the speed of growth of the Gymshark company and the Gymshark family, and just the amount of people that want to interact with both Gymshark and all the athletes and the staff, it made it really, really difficult for us to do Expos. We were working with the organisers to try and have floor space to queue people on. We, at Body Power, the guys sorted us out and had an entire entryway that they closed. They didn't have it as an entryway, they just had it as a Gymshark queuing section. And I think there was two major tipping points for me. The first one was Body Power 2016, and we finished the Expo, and we all got together, and I was listening to people say how long the queues were, how incredible it was, and all I could think about was the Gymshark events were always an event that I and my friends and we would want to go to. And I wouldn't want to go to an event and queue 6 hours. It just didn't make sense. So it was at this point I was starting to realise that maybe we were, in the most polite way possible, outgrowing Expos. So the next step for us with events was the Gymshark World Tour. The Gymshark World Tour was a really sort of impulsive project that I wanted to do. I remember being sat in California with Nikki and Noel, and we were talking about the Toronto Pro Show the following month, and we didn't have time to get a stand together to go there or get stuck there or anything like that, but we thought, why not? Let's just go there, let's just turn up, let's go to the Expo. We were outside the convention centre, let's go and meet all the Gymshark fans. And it went so well. And so we got back, and I remember the day we got back, we drew up the Gymshark World Tour, the locations that we were going to go to, how it was going to work. There was no stock, there was very little planning. It was such a lightweight, impulsive project, and I remember landing into New York, and I remember I had no idea what was going to happen. Is there going to be thousands of people come? Is no one going to come? And that sort of nervousness, that excitement, that was so awesome for me, and that's why I'm here, because I want to be constantly pushing Gymshark to that next level, and for me that was just a taste of what that next level was. Fast forward, and after that, the next event that we did, the LA Fit Expo. I remember turning up to this expo. I was not nervous in the slightest. I wasn't anxious. It was a very simple thing for us to do. I remember getting there, everything was easy, it went very well, and I mean, I love meeting everyone there. It was such a brilliant experience. But after the world tour, it just wasn't the same, and it was at that moment that I sort of thought, we need to push ourselves to that next level, and we need to, we need to move on. The size of the Gymshark family and the amount of people that come to the Gymshark events, come to see us at the expos, it was just too much for us to deal with in an environment that we had no control over. The queues were getting ridiculously long. I remember people saying that they were queuing for 6 hours just to get to our stand, and it's a brilliant compliment, and it's wonderful, and I feel like a lot of people would sort of take that and wear it as a badge of honor, but all I could think about was that is not good enough. The reason that we started doing these events in the first place was because they were an event that I or we would want to go to, and all of a sudden that had changed, and that was a massive trigger point in we need to change, and we need to do something bigger, better, and we need to have full control over it. So now it's Thursday night, we're sat in the London pop-up store, we've got the pre-opening on Friday and then the main launch on Saturday. We've still got loads to do with the store. I've recorded the last few days so that you guys can see what happens behind the scenes, because I had a ton of positive comments on my last video about a more behind the scenes and in-depth view into Gymshark and even what I do. I hope you enjoy the vlog. Again, it's a little bit rusty. I'm just slowly getting used to vlogging and recording everything I do. A lot of the things that I do in the office are sensitive, so I can't show all of it, but I'm showing as much as I can. I'm learning as I go, and I'm trying to create the most informative content for you guys so that you can really get an in-depth view of what goes on. I hope you enjoy the vlog, and thank you for watching. Whilst Noel and Mitch are in London sorting out the store, I'm just in the office. We're tying up all the loose ends before we head to London on Wednesday. I think it would have been very easy for me just to make this a video around the Gymshark birthday, the London pop-up store. From a back-end point of view, in terms of the Gymshark business, one of the biggest and most difficult and stressful things is the fact that for the first time we've got two huge events going on at the exact same time. Now the difference is here is that we've got the sale going on, which has already started, and that's really stressful on the team. Whilst all that's going on, we've also got the London pop-up store at the same time. This was our first sort of proper warehouse. It was this end one here, about 19 years old when we signed up for it, and at the time it was like a ridiculous amount of money, but it was on this sort of pipe dream that one day that this could be something huge, albeit we've got a long way to go. It feels pretty special to be back here now, preparing for our first UK pop-up store on this week. So we're just in the office and we're just finalising getting together the athlete products for the store on the weekend. So obviously we've got the Onyx, which is going to be pre-released in the store. We've just got a couple of flex leggings here. We've got all the rest of the products ready to go in this box. These two lads are making the final prep for the store. Gymshark graphic designer working on the Snapchat filters and the geo filters for the London store on the weekend. I found the first ever Gymshark sewing machine that we bought. Got some of the first ever Gymshark labels, and the reason you can tell this is from the first batch is because unfortunately official was spelt wrong, and it actually says official Gymshark merchandise. We've got the London store, which is massive, and we've got the online birthday Saturday again, which is huge. But one thing that I forgot to mention is the launch of these absolutely beautiful leggings. Again, it's going to be really difficult for us to manage the demand of them. First thing for the day is the fit session and just testing this, and this is going to be launching in October. And this is personally one of my favourite products in autumn winter 17. All the preparations are done in the office. We tied up all the loose ends, covered off everything that we need to do before we leave, and now it's Wednesday morning and we're going to be driving down to London. So we've arrived in London. This is the first time that I'm seeing the store now since it has been kitted out. Oh yeah. Just doing a quick lap and it looks absolutely brilliant. We've got all these guys at the moment that are just currently putting the clothes on the hangers, getting everything ready. The stock came in this morning. I'll take you around here. These guys are continuing with the kit out, and we're going to have the Nikki area this side. We've got the counters here, and it's just all slowly coming together really nicely. We have the changing rooms here. We've got the lineup for the pop-up stores that we're going to do. We've done New York, obviously we're in London now, Paris, Los Angeles, Melbourne, Stockholm and Dublin. It looks really good.
You guys are selling this?
Yeah.
See, this logo is no joke.
So So me and David had just had lunch at Nando's, talked about business, life plans for next year, rest of the pop-up stores. I am with Lisa. Lisa is heading up a project we're doing for Canada. We're looking at opening up a warehouse there, and we're looking at basically improving our service to Canada. So if you want to get involved and help us help Canadians, then comment on this video and email canada@gymshark.com, and then Lisa will be in touch. Oh, hello! The POS is in, we're almost ready to go. All the CAD's on the screen, so it's a really simple system to use. It's run by Shopify. Glass signs going up, balloons are in, final preparations before the pre-launch later this evening. Just headed to Gymbox for a quick pre-launch pump.
Such a good night's sleep last night. Oh my god. One more down for that.
See you in a bit, kid. The store into an almost ready position so that George, Aid and Jake can 3D map the store. This beautiful piece of machinery is what we're going to be using so that you guys can check out what the store looks like on the Gymshark blog, even if you haven't been here.
It aligns it, and then that's the first scan. So then that is it's not the final quality, but it's just the preview of how it looks.
The 3D mapping is going on now. There's a ton of guys downstairs that are carrying on, hanging up all the clothes, and I am absolutely knackered. I'm just headed back to the hotel. I'm going to have a shower, I'm going to get ready, and then we're going to head back for the soft launch and the sort of PR evening. So it's going to be really exciting. Finished the sort of PR opening, sort of soft launch of the store. It went really, really well.
It was incredible. It still sort of blows my mind that there's so many people that want to hear about us and want to talk to us.
I feel like with Expos, it got to a point where I just wasn't nervous about them at all. We sort of knew what was going to happen. It was a pretty standard experience, but this is like, I'm excited and nervous for tomorrow.
Yeah.
What a squad.
Let's go to Nando's. Had a great time. Let's go eat some chicken then. Let's go eat some chicken.
You're doing all my tracking. Oh my god. This is absolutely insane.
Ben, you were worried about a queue.
Everything is being packed up and we're going to head back to the Gymshark warehouse tomorrow. We've just recorded the last little piece here with David, Nikki and Noel for the Gymshark video, and we're stood outside the Gymshark store and it's all going away, and it's pretty sad that this weekend's come to an end. It is my favourite event in Gymshark history. It was absolutely incredible. The queues were out of this world. It's weird, like the way that we're transitioning as a brand. So we've gone from the Expos where everyone's there for the same reason, they're there for fitness, to we're in London city centre and like people are walking past and they're stopping by, they're jumping in the queue. People are asking, what is Gymshark, what is this about? Given the platform that we have created for ourselves, it would be rude for us to not, try and take it to that next level, try to go all the way and try to be the biggest and the best fitness brand in the world. And we are going to do this one way or another. When staff join Gymshark, I will say to them, we're going to go all the way. We're aiming to do this. We want to be the biggest brand in the world. This weekend has been incredibly inspirational for me. To do what we did this weekend in London city centre, in my favourite city in the world, it's no mean feat, and it's incredible to see how long we've come. We were 5 years ago in the back room, hand making all the clothes. Very few people had heard of Gymshark. So many people that were there, like people brought me some of the handmade stuff that we made back in the day. People that have supported us for 5 years are still, avid supporters, and it's just incredible, and it's so humbling. I feel so fortunate to be a part of this. I just think it would be unfair of us to not take every single risk that we can to go all the way and, you know, to do this. So thank you to everyone that came out. Thank you to everyone that supports Gymshark, whether you come to our events or not, whether you even buy the product or not. Just thank you to everyone that supports the Gymshark vision. I'm really excited, I'm really happy, and I think today has been a really important day for Gymshark.